At this video, I want to talk about the latest information about Japan travel ban, December 28th, 2021. So let's check it out. This is today's agenda. First, I want to talk about the Kishida's approval rate is increasing. Second, Governors Association asked the Japanese government to tighten the border restriction. Third, Japanese people are getting nervous towards the Omicron variant. Fourth, hopeless for reopening. The last, when Japan will reopen. This is the news from the Nikkei newspaper. They took a poll and asked the people they approve the Kishida's cabinet or not. And 65% say they support the Kishida's cabinet. And 88% of the people is evaluating about the border closure. So when I read this news, I feel like it's difficult for Kishida's to make a decision to reopening the border because most of the politicians are listening to the people's voice. Do not open the border. I attached this article to the description so that you can read it later, that you can know how Japanese people think about foreigners and the reason why we don't want to open the border. This is the second agenda. Local Governors Association asked the government to tighten the border. Due to the Omicron cases are increasing, Local Governors Association requests to the Japanese government to keep tightening the border. So it means that those local governors are elected by the local people, by election, of course. So the local people's voices are keep closing the border. Next, I want to share one of the craziest news which I ever read. On Friday, the Education Ministry said examinees who had close contact with the Omicron variant will be barred from taking a test whether or not they had any symptoms in line with the government policy of requiring 14 days of isolation for close contact. Of course, this policy was changed, but I felt like Japanese government is killing the examinees and those young people's future. Currently, the number of the cases is still low, but it starts to increase. So if the number of the cases starts to skyrocket, Japanese government might declare state of emergency again, which means the border will keep closing. Next, I want to introduce about the Kishida's interview. When I saw this interview, I felt hopeless for reopening the border. Let me introduce some of it. We had decided to extend the border closure measure for the time being while assessing the situation during the year-end and New Year holiday. So he used this word, torment. It means for the time being, which I really don't like. It's the word that makes very ambiguous, vague. Also at this interview, Radio France Nishimura-san asked a question to Kishida about students cannot get enter to Japan. Why not allow enter under strict condition, such as 1 month isolation at the facility, vaccine passport, and daily PCR test? Is it physically impossible? Kishida answered, at present, Omicron has not been scientifically confirmed yet. So at this stage, we must be careful. So we are doing the strictest border measure in the G7s. And he didn't mention anything about the students who cannot enter Japan and waiting more than a year. And this is my thoughts. Situation during the end year and the New Year holiday won't get better. Will Kishida make a decision to reopening the border despite losing the people's support? I think he won't and he can't. So I feel like Japan, the border is still keep closing. So when Japan will reopen, I updated this chart. I don't want to use this chart again, but I have to. For the tourists, I think it is impossible to come to Japan in this spring. So I think it will open this summer. I'm strongly hoping. And for students, this is my thought. I think the Japan border closure will extend until end of January. And the application will restart from February. And those screen certificate and issuing visa will take around 3 to 4 weeks. No matter it's paper or digital, I think it will take time. And you will get the visa and you're going to start to prepare for and to coming to Japan in March, and April the new semester will start. So if the Japan government won't make a decision to reopen the border at end of January, I think it is difficult for students, workers to come into Japan in next April. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave your comments, your thoughts, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Happy New Year, and I will see you next year. Bye.